Hey Mort, I have a question about the current state of open fort going on in the game at the moment. What is your opinion about people not playing stage 2, hoping for a spat on the carousel and move on from there? This doesn't feel right, but in a way understandable. Do you guys see this as a problem? Oh, so this is a really deep question. It's one of those ones that sounds simple when you first talk about it, but as you think about it more, it's a really complicated question. Stage 2, I think, is the part of TFT that is the most ripe for improvement, but it's not going to be an easy answer. And here's what I mean by that. Currently, actually, at any given point, right, Stage 2 is the part of the game where you have the least amount of agency, right? You don't ever press reroll. You just play what the shop gives you. And the reason for this is because you have to build econ, right? Anytime you press reroll, you're just screwing yourself out of long-term econ. There's just no way. You need to build up that long-term econ. So, and if you hit a bunch of pairs, if you hit a bunch of 2 upgrades, cool, you can win streak. And if you don't, you're going to lose a bunch of health and you're going to die. Let's pretend for a minute we cut loss streaking, right? Let's just say loss streaking is gone. Well, what that means is stage 2 is now all of a sudden about whoever just got lucky and hit their pairs, right? There's no counterplay, there's no agency. It's like, well, we all need the econ. You happen to hit a bunch of 2 stars. I didn't. Cool. Guess I lose. Fun. Loss streaking gives you a bit of agency. It's like you get now a decision where it's like, no, my board is strong, so I'm going to try to win streak. Or, nope, my board is weak, so I'm going to try to loss streak. And I'm going to try to loss streak and like preserve health. And there's this cool bit of agency that adds skill expression in there. The problem is, that's different than open forting. Open forting isn't really skill, right? It's just, I sell all my units, I accept the fact that 30 damage is acceptable. Cool. And so we have to find this line where it's like there's loss streak skill expression, but open forting is incorrect. And I think we had it there, but we lowered the player damage by like 1. By like 1. But it just goes to show you how 1 player damage can make a massive difference. The other thing you mentioned is like spatulas. Spatula value has gone up significantly, right? The difference between having a spatula and not having a spatula right now is pretty massive. Now that one is at least easier to fix, because let's be real, spatulas right now are mostly true damage spatulas, which we know that emblem is just too strong, right? Like, you cut the 10% bonus damage on that emblem, it's probably fine. So that's an easy solve. But again, the early game is this tricky part. The early game, we need to figure out a way to add agency and add skill expression without it becoming derivative, and a single player health can be the difference between the right way and the wrong way to play it. So that's the big challenge. Yeah, so the answer is we don't have a clear answer yet, but that's where we kind of like turn the knob a little bit, right? +1 player damage might solve it. -1 player damage might make it all about loss streaking. So, yeah.